It began with a phone call, May 1st, 2010. A 24-year-old escort named Shannon Gilbert dialed 911 from a quiet gated community in Gilgo Beach, New York. She was screaming, begging for help. And then she vanished. Police searched for Shannon for days, then weeks. But what they found instead was something far worse. In December 2010, an officer with a K-9 unit was searching near Gilgo Beach, just a few miles from where Shannon disappeared. The dog suddenly stopped. He had found a body wrapped in burlap. It wasn't Shannon. 3 days later, they found 3 more. All women, all wrapped the same way, all buried close together, just off Ocean Parkway. The news exploded. The media called him the Long Island serial killer, a predator hunting women along the lonely shores of Gilgo Beach. Each victim had worked as an escort, advertising through Craigslist or similar sites. Their names were Melissa Barthélemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Lynn Costello, and Maureen Brainerd. All had vanished between 2007 and 2010. Detectives realized they weren't dealing with one missing person. They were looking at a graveyard. Over the following months, the search area expanded, and with it, more discoveries came. By April 2011, police had found 10 sets of remains. Some partial, some scattered miles apart. Some belonged to women, others to a toddler and a man. The ocean breeze carried more than salt and sand. It carried the stench of horror. The victims became known collectively as the Gilgo for the original for women found close together, and several others whose identities took years to confirm. Investigators believe the killer was organized, intelligent, and familiar with the area. Someone who knew how to hide in plain sight. For years, the case grew cold. Hundreds of tips poured in. Dozens of suspects were questioned. But no arrests, no breakthroughs. Meanwhile, Shannon Gilbert, the woman whose disappearance had led to the discovery, was still missing. 80 months later, her remains were found in a marsh not far from Oak Beach. Police ruled her death an accident. She'd run into the wetlands and drowned while disoriented. But her family never accepted that explanation. They believed she, too, was one of his victims. As time passed, the Gilgo Beach case became a legend, a grim reminder of how monsters can hide among us. Then, in 2022, after more than a decade of silence, the investigation a special task force reviewed old evidence with new technology. They began to re-examine cell phone data, surveillance footage, and DNA found on the burlap wrappings. A breakthrough came when investigators traced phone calls used to contact the victims' burner phones that always pinged near the same area. Massapequa Park, Long Island. In July 2023, police arrested Rex Hoyerman, a 59-year-old architect. Married, father of 2, a man who designed office buildings in Manhattan and lived less than 20 miles from Gilgo Beach. Detectives found hundreds of guns, burner phones, and disturbing internet searches. DNA recovered from a hair found on one victim matched Hoyerman's wife, proving the killer had used items from his home. They believed he murdered at least 3 of the Gilgo 4. Neighbors described him as quiet, professional, unremarkable. But beneath that calm exterior, investigators say, lived a meticulous predator, a man who hunted his victims with patience and precision. Even with the arrest, many questions remain. What about the other victims found along the parkway? Was there more than one killer? And what truly happened to Shannon Gilbert? Some detectives believe Shannon's death is connected, that her 911 call interrupted something darker, something that triggered panic in the man now behind bars. Others think she ran into danger by chance. The truth still drifts in the Atlantic wind. The case isn't over. Investigators are still searching Hoyerman's properties for evidence, linking him to other murders. And forensic teams continue to test remains found decades ago, hoping to give names to the unknown. For the families of the victims, the arrest brought a glimmer of closure, but not peace, because peace only comes with answers. And for many, those answers still lie buried beneath the sand. In the stillness of Gilgo Beach, The waves crash endlessly against the shore, erasing footprints, but not memory. The tide takes everything away. And the truth, no matter how long it hides, always finds its way back. If you have information about the Gilgo Beach murders, contact the Suffolk County Police Department's Cold Case Bureau. Even the smallest detail could help bring the rest of the victims home. Thank you for watching Cold Case 5 Minutes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss another story. Every story deserves to be remembered.